My name is Luis Roberto Herrera, and this monologue is from a play I wrote called Grandma's Armchair. Have you ever been to my apartment? Do you remember this little, well, not little, this chair that I have in the corner of my living room? You haven't, then, because you remember. It's okay. It's an ugly, very used-looking chair. Well, less of a chair and more like one of those single couch things. An armchair. That's what it was. An armchair. You remember? Right. It's okay. Anyways, in the corner of my living room, I have this shitty little armchair, right? And I never sit in it, and most people ignore it, thinking it's decoration or that it's too old and gross to sit in, and I don't know, it's just there, collecting dust. And every time I look at it, some part of me knows that I have to throw it out, knows that that thing in my living room is just taking up space, but it's still there. And anytime I have people over, not any time, sometimes, people ask about it, ask if it was my mom's or my grandparents', because that is the only possible reason as to why I would keep something that looks that bad, right? And usually I go along with it. Oh, yeah, my tata gave it to me. She made it, or some random thing. But the truth is, I found it in this little place, this thrift store on my way home from Thanksgiving one year. Homes and Things. Terrible name, but I saw it on the side of the road, went inside, and there it was, just waiting for me. Okay, that's a bit, but it felt right, you know? And you know, the thing about thrift stores is that usually, more often than not, they don't know what they have. Like, they'll sell something worth over $100 for just $5. It's crazy. Not saying that this armchair was worth that much. It wasn't, but it was worth more than what I paid for. You know, because I'm not just paying for the chair, for the ability to sit in something. No, I'm paying for the life that it's lived. You know, this thing could have been sitting there for months, years, decades. It could be 100 years old, hundreds of years old. Not that old, but you get it, right? It's had a whole life outside of homes and things. Was it always that color? How much has it faded? Where did that weird shaped stain on the back come from? Did a cat get on it? Is that why one of the arms has threads standing up? And what is that smell between smoke and powdery flowers? All of these things mean that its life has been long and it's still going. This chair was someone's grandma's grandmother's, and that's what I wanted. That whole life. I wanted to be a part of that history, and I don't know if I see myself wanting to be a part of Billy's history. My writing process is I essentially write. I don't outline a play. I just write it as I'm thinking it. I write the dialogue as I'm saying the dialogue. I don't write anything down beforehand. I sit on an idea for usually minimum 6 months, and then I just write. I was inspired to write the play a couple years ago by a Japanese play I read called Tokyo Notes. And I was sitting on the idea for a while of a museum and people coming in and out of a museum, and watching people's lives pass by. And from that came this play, Grandma's Armchair, about a security guard who watches the patrons walk in and out and just gets little tidbits of their lives as we slowly see her life unfold.